appointment, whether you are applying for a job, your children, a lot of parents, and one of the reasons why I wanted parents to attend is that a lot of parents are not aware, for example, that their from primary school, the children's curriculum is actually online. So because the government has recognized this, and us as community leaders have also recognized this, there was a massive grant available after COVID for organizations like ourselves who have a reach into the Black community to actually use this money to increase digital awareness in our communities. So our job was to reach our community, get experts like Sylvia in to help us to understand the digital world that we are living in and how to utilize it and maximize it. And hence we are here. So hopefully with this series of sessions that Sylvia is going to do for us, we will be able to increase the digital awareness, digital inclusion of our Black community within, you know, the globally, not just the UK, but globally. So that's why we're here. Obviously, finding experts that are within our Black community is also very rare. And finding experts that are actually understand us and able to deliver the sessions that tailor to our needs is exceptionally rare. And then it's even more rare to find somebody who's willing to give their time to help us out. So I'm very grateful that Sylvia, you tick all those boxes. And that's why we're very keen for you to help us out with this project. So over to you. So some of us are very basic when it comes to digital. We might have a lot of other skills, but so, you know, somebody like me even struggles to use Zoom. So it just goes to show that digital is, there's a lot of skills that we need to learn. So thank you. Yeah. So Sylvia, if you can introduce yourself, your digital background, and then over to you.
All right. My name's Sylvia Kalunji. I am based in Merseyside, Liverpool, and I am the services manager for Women and Digital Inclusion, an organization based here in Liverpool that supports predominantly but not exclusively Black women from subsistence level to becoming digital champions. So, sorry, I'm gonna mute Patricia. Okay. All right. So
good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How are you? Yeah. We're gonna introduce ourselves. Hopefully there'll be more people as we go. But I've been working in the digital space for coming to 13 years now. And in the beginning, I was self-taught because I'm curious and I love all things digital. And then I realized there was so much that I could learn and could share with my community. And so I took it to the next level and invested in my learning. So I am a digital branding specialist. I can build a website with my eyes closed. I design digital brands, which also translates into the offline space. I design graphics and I run a team that does the same. And we are very happy to support UCOMM with your essential digital needs today. So today it's really getting to know each other. Because we are quite few, we'll probably crack right on and get started with an introduction to the essential digital skills today. So having introduced myself, I'm going to ask, and Rehem has introduced herself, or she will reintroduce herself in her capacity in UCOMM. But I'm going to pass on to the person right next to my right, and that's Akelo. If you don't mind introducing yourself and sharing with us today what you hope to learn, why are you here, and one good thing that you want to share with us that has happened for you maybe this week, last month, this year, Yeah. Akelo.
My name is Akelo Happy and I live in Manchester, Old Trafford. I'm looking forward to learning more regarding digital and very interested. And that's one of my hobbies. I love electronics mainly. One thing that has really happened to me this week is I've met my family this weekend past after a long time of 2 years, and we all live in the UK, but we all gathered, the 8 of us got an opportunity to get together this weekend, and that's one of the things that has happened for me this week.
That's wonderful. Congratulations. Hello?
I'm talking to myself. Excited.
Yes.
Love electronics. I love
Mhm.
electronics and digital stuff. Artificial intelligence excites me and worries me in equal measures. So we are in the right space. And so we're going to learn from each other. That's one of the things I love to do in a setting like this. I don't pretend to know everything. So I love to learn from everyone because every day for me is a learning process and a learning journey, and I love it. So thank you, Akelo. Happy. And next to Akelo is Rahema. You go.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Right. Let me put my video on so you can see. I'm actually at work in Jersey, the island of Jersey. My name is Rahema, and I'm here as an audience to learn because I want to improve my digital inclusion. I'm really terrible at it. So hopefully I can improve. I wear 3 hats. I used to be, sorry, the charity chairperson. I haven't not been for quite a number of years now. And I am also a clinical pharmacist here in Jersey. This is a hospital where I'm working.
Wow.
And also the good thing that has happened to me this week is that I've been able to walk on the beach every single day, except Sunday when I was too ill, including this morning. So I feel very blessed that I'm able to walk along the beach on my way to work every day. That is, you just can't say that. So that is wonderful. You're all welcome to come down to the island of Jersey. Just, I'll host you down here one weekend. Yeah, but thank you. That's me.
You've moved to Jersey?
I live in Jersey during the week, most of the time, and then occasionally fly back to Manchester. It's an hour's flight, so it's not too bad. Well, it's about 2 hours. It's not too bad. Yeah.
On the beach, I am.
Yeah.
If wishes were horses, I'd live on a beach.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
Wake up every morning and spend at least 2 hours on the beach, just connecting with nature, listening
Oh,
to the
it's
infinite
fantastic.
power that's in the water, which is where 80% of.
Yeah.
Just connect and release so much of the energy that just gets in us, and we allow it to.
Yeah.
And then I'll just get to work after that.
So that's it. That's what I can share this week.
Beautiful.
I'm going to take my video off because patient confidentiality and all that.
Okay. Beautiful.
All right.
Thank you. And next to Rahema is Patricia. Patricia, welcome. And welcome iPhone 07419998. Welcome to you in a bit. Please, Patricia. Hello? Hi, Patricia. We can't hear you. And you're not muted, so I'm not sure. Unmute yourself. Right. Maybe we'll get back to you. Check your connection and check your sound. oftentimes the phone for whatever reason does not connect. Oh, you're traveling. Okay. Welcome, Patricia. Thank you for joining us and being committed despite traveling. And so we'll move on to iPhone. iPhone 07419998. If you would like to introduce yourself. And connection is very, very dodgy on trains. It really is usually very dodgy on trains. So if you would like to introduce yourself, tell us your name. Why?
This is a Transpennine Express service to Edinburgh. The next stop for this service will be Oxenham.
Hi there. My name is Kasagba. I'm a trustee for UCOMM. Nice to meet you all.
Hey, welcome, Mr. Kasagba. Would you like to share with us something good that has happened for you either this week, last month, this year? Some good thing. We like to lift the energy of the space before we carry on.
Something that has happened to me this week.
Yeah, for you.
Or last month. I'm like happy. I met my family. They gathered here, and I now at the moment I'm on a holiday trip, so which is good.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Right. So
yeah.
All right. So now what we're going to do is we are going to get started because today was supposed to be really more needs assessment, you know, understanding where your user are, understanding your real need, because this can be tailored to the majority's need as opposed to me assuming I know what you need and then you know everything I've shared today and you feel like I've wasted my 2 hours, so maybe next time I won't show up. So it's more or less needing to understand exactly what you need to know when it comes to basic and essential digital skills, so we can tailor the next training, if not this one, to your specific needs. Because yeah, it's very important to do that because you've commissioned it and it's basically your training. Even though the copyright is mine, the training is yours to use as you prefer. So the learning, the skills you walk away with. So if there's someone who has who feels like there's something specific that you feel you need to take away from today's session and the next session, please do say so I can tailor that learning for you, or I can shoot a quick video just for you if it's one person. But we are only 5 of us here, so it's very easy to tailor something for everybody depending on your specific need. That's no longer than 20 minutes worth of video. So yeah, if you have something specific you think you would like to take away from this training, you've got the opportunity to share with me today, because then I can tailor the next training around that, and we can all go away having learned something, because we don't know what we don't know. So yeah, anybody had something that they really truly wish to learn from this session? Because we are also considering something like NHS Digital. Someone said they had missed their prescription for a while. That's scary, because that's life-changing, life-affirming medication you need, and you miss it for 8 months. Your body is going into a state of trauma, and we want to change things like that for your community. So we will have a little bit of a part of the training, not today, but part of the session that we do next time will also be around NHS Digital. It will also be around cyber safety and security, the essentials for you, the essentials for your family, especially your children. And again, we don't know what we don't know, because all of us more or less have a smart gadget. We're all connected to Zoom. So definitely we have a smart gadget that can connect to the internet. But there's a lot that smart gadget can do that you might not know. I mean, it's a mini computer. It is you're working with a computer in your pocket or in your handbag every day. And we want to help you uplift your skills levels and understanding Gadget. Welcome, Martha. We've just had a quick check-in. You're just in time to do a check-in. Join us, introduce yourself. Let us know why you're here. And one good thing that has happened for you this year so far. Last week, last month, this month, whichever. You need to unmute yourself. Would you like to unmute yourself? Right. Yeah, you need to unmute yourself, Martha. Good.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Martha.
Hi, yeah.
Yeah, from Manchester.
Good. Would you like to let us know why you're here, what you hope to learn from today?
Yeah, I did see the digital skills on the invitation for whoever wants to join. So I literally interested in maybe the modern things that have come up that I don't know about digital. Yeah.
When you say modern things, there's a ton lot of modern things. Top of that list being artificial intelligence. So,
artificial intelligence in particular.
It's a big one.
Sorry?
It is a big one. It's big. It's here to stay. And yeah, there's a lot of learning around how to use it with integrity and how to use it to enhance your life. So that's also something, that's literally a whole area that can be broken down into multiple sessions across different days.
Yeah.
But hey, we'll see what
so,
we can.
I just wanted to make a request. I'm coming back from hospital on the highway. I'm being driven, so I'm safe to be in the class. But because of background noise, I don't know if you can feel it. Can I stay on mute? Yes,
please. Yeah. Yes, please.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
All right. Welcome. Welcome to today's session. Like I said, my name, for those of you that were not here before, my name is Sylvia Kalunji. I am the chief worker, chief chef, jack of all trades for women and digital inclusion based here in Liverpool. But my biggest interest is digital stuff. I am a digital brand specialist and I love all things digital, including AI, however scary it may be. I believe AI is they are sentient beings. So we have to treat them with the respect they deserve. But hey ho, a lot of people have different ideas about that. So today we're going to focus on the essentials. Like I said before, we don't know what we don't know. And so there may be a lot of stuff that I say today that you already know and you think, okay, I already knew that, which is good because that affirms that you know what you know and you can carry on with confidence in your work, in your home, in your general life as you go about using digital stuff. Essential digital skills are an array of things, starting from just switching on your computer to just using your phone, which is a mini computer, to connecting online. You're traveling, you probably booked your ticket online, or you maybe bought it at the train station. I don't know, but chances are you booked it online, so you were able to browse the internet. Did you browse safely? Do you understand cookies? Simple things like that. Do you know how to log onto your NHS Digital? There was a challenge with that from one of the members of your community. Do you know how to transact, communicate, and socialize safely in the digital streets and keep your personal identifiable information so that you are not you do not become a victim of hackers, of scammers, and of all kinds of nasty people in the real life that show up in your digital life without you inviting them because they invite themselves. In the back in the day where I grew up in Bukesa, Old Kampala, you know, that person would be a thief or mubi coming to your home, breaking into your house. Today, we have digital thieves. They are scammers, they are hackers. They can come into your digital home without you inviting them. Do you know how to protect your digital assets? We'll talk about that as we go along. Not today, but definitely in the next session. So I'm just preparing you for what we could look at. Martha has talked about AI. Well, I kind of planted the seed and she was like, I'm interested in AI. We might have a little bit of an introduction to AI. depending on time and availability of resources. But today we're going to talk about word programs. So without further ado, I'm just gonna share my screen and get on with the program of the program today. Can you see my screen? Can everybody see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
Awesomeness, awesomeness. So today's agenda is an introduction to word programs, and you're all members of UCOMM, and I'm here in Liverpool. So let's get started. We've had a check-in, and I may not have a better idea of what you really need, but I'm sure it will come out as we go along, because you can always tell me, we know all that, can we move on? We'll have a bit of a break. If you hear an alarm, it is real wherever you are. So do whatever you need to do for your fire alarm or for your safety, because today I don't expect to run anything in my house, and I'll do the same if an alarm goes on in my house. So that's housekeeping out of the way. Right, so my expectation today from you is that we are an intimate group today. So we're gonna be engaging, we're gonna be communicating together. I know some of you are traveling, I appreciate that. And some of you are at work, again, I appreciate that. But I hope it will be a little bit more engaging and interactive, so that we can get on with the process of learning, and you get what you came for from this session. And I feel like I have poured into you more than what I have prepared for you. And again, if you feel like you know what I'm sharing and you're like, Sylvia, what's that? We know all that. Please do tell me, and we shall prepare an even deeper session, because essential, there's basic skills that is like switching on a computer, understanding how it works, opening your email, using your email, you know, all that stuff. I know everybody here knows all that stuff. Heck, we have someone who's excited about electronics. But we're gonna start with the essentials, introduction to word programs, which we use every day, every blessed day. So sometimes we know, we're gonna go back. So we're going to talk about your documents, your spreadsheets, your presentations. And I know that I use all of these things every day. And sometimes these are not even digital. So you can use your smart gadget, your smartphone, your tablet, your computer to do stuff, a lot of useful stuff, a heck of a lot of useful stuff, and sometimes not so useful stuff. For instance, on social media, but that's all you using your gadget and using a word program, whether it's pre-programmed into the program, into the app you're using, or you are actively using a program on your gadget that processes words. And you can map ideas, you can organize your thoughts, you can share them. There are lots of tools to do that with. And we are going to start with documents, because that's the day-to-day things we do every day, at work, at school, at home, supporting our children with their homework, with friends, you name it, we use documents a lot. And so we are going to understand what's a document. We call it a doc. Heck, when I first started in this space, I thought a doc was everything that was connected to docs, and it is. It's a collection of words that can be read by you or someone else, prepared by you or someone else. They can be done on paper, or they can be done on a smart gadget. And a document can be created with a pen, or you can use a computer program or a word processor to create your document. And creating your document on your computer, including your phone, it's a computer, is a great way to present words for future reference for yourself or for somebody else that you intend for that information to be shared with and fed to. And so why do you need a word processor? We've kind of just gone through generally why you need it, but you decide why you need to use a word program to process your words, your ideas, and download them from your head and put them on a paper or a digital paper. And it can be for your project, your schoolwork, your university work, Your children need you to help them. You want to write down something and you want to save it for the future. On my phone, I have what we call notes. It's literally a word processor. I can jot my ideas down and then expand on them and do things with them afterwards. So I can then forward it to my WhatsApp or my Messenger or my email, and then, expand on that and create a buffer from what I've just created on just a simple note on my phone. I'm perpetually recording voice notes on my phone to remind myself of something. So then when I get home or when I get to my computer, I then create a document out of that and then use it for whatever I wanted to use it. So you can use word processing to advertise, to create your graphics for adverts, for events. You might want to sell stuff. You want to create posters, which can include images. So a document can include images too. What else? What else do you use word processors for? Like I said, I'm aware that some of you are traveling, some of you are at work. To make this more fun and interactive, it'd be nice if we do actually talk to each other, because this is going to be your work. The recording is for you. Hopefully we can download it and share it with you, with UCOMM. So generally, these are the things I use word processors for. My children are they're not in school anymore, but they are always doing projects, and I'm always doing projects for Wodin. I'm always creating clients' invoices. I'm always creating client briefs, client reports, website maintenance reports for clients. So I use word processors for a lot of things, all day, every day. When I'm budgeting, when I'm going to the supermarket, I use my phone. I go into my notes and I write down what I'm going to do, what I'm going to show. So I stick within my budget, because I allow my budget to run away with me a lot when I'm in shops. So I don't know about you, but those are some of the things I use word processors for. Some people use word processors in a more complicated, create all kinds of beautiful, amazing things that then they then design for us in the real world. I'm just a simple user like everybody else. I just go a little bit further because I love digital stuff. So a spreadsheet, in this case, a spreadsheet for us is what I would use to do a budget, for instance. It will help you organize your numbers. I have used various spreadsheet programs on a computer, and I can tell you there are some that are way more exciting than the one you normally use for your spreadsheets, and they are more colorful. They have more you can use so many other functionalities with them. Although we all know that Microsoft Excel is it's the first to market, let's call it that, but it really everybody else is following in the footsteps of that and creating even better spreadsheets. And it can simplify your information. And if you're doing it online, it can also save. It can also give you formulas and maths. In fact, Excel gives you simple formulas and maths for you to use. A lot of people don't even scratch the surface with Excel. And you can do so much for your work, for your projects, and present something that will literally blow away your bosses, your workmates, your professors at uni, your children's teachers with Excel, that a lot of people don't even scratch the surface with. And that's something that I offer, and I can do for you, depending on how many sessions we have, right? Because we might not have enough. So let's look at some of the things that we can do with a presentation, which is what I'm doing today. Now, obviously, it would have been great to be there in person in Manchester, and sit in a room together and hug it up. And so I would still have done the presentation on a projector or on a screen, and and I would be sharing with you the ideas, the lessons and findings that I've done over time in order to help you on your digital growth journey. And again, you can do this with your phone, you can do this with your computer, you can do it with a tablet. I have a projector. Sometimes we watch a movie here at home on a projector, and we project it from my phone. So from my phone to the wall, and we watch and we pretend we are in a drive-in, old school drive-in. You're sitting down on the floor, eating popcorn and projecting on the screen and doing stuff. So you can do a lot with a presentation, including watching a movie. And I do that a lot at home. So I don't know about you, but I definitely use all these programs almost on a daily basis. Not so much the presentation, although we're doing that today, and not on a daily basis anyway, but I use presentations. At least there's not a single month that goes by without me doing a presentation for either our organization or a client, or helping my children with their presentations. They do a ton load of presentations, don't know why, for their work. So usually the presentation is shown on a screen. You're looking at your screen and I'm presenting, and you can use all kinds, pictures, graphs, or just words. And and if I was there in person, we would be doing the same. And you might need to do this for a job, for an interview, for a work task, as your university or college work, or helping your children do that as well. And all these programs have amazing templates that you can use to create beautiful, beautiful presentations that are not boring. Like, although Microsoft Word again has tried to raise their game with presentations, I can tell you I do not use Microsoft presentations because they're boring. I use different programs to create presentations, which I'll share with you again as we go along, or I'll share with you a resource that you can download and take away with you with all these things in place for you. So altogether, we've been talking about a collection of programs, often grouped together and called word programs. And some people even assume they are Office programs because they assume it's all about Microsoft Office, but it's not. There are so many other packages, but we'll call them Office packages that you can use to make it easy to move your ideas from your head onto something that you can actually save, that will hopefully will not disappear into ether or fade away like ink on paper does. Although sometimes even ink on paper doesn't even last for days. When I buy stuff in the supermarket, 3 weeks later, that receipt is faded. Don't know what ink they use, and I think they just don't want people to get a refund. So, check-in time. I hope we're all together. What would you use to create your budget? I use a specific program. We've talked about it very simply, but you might use a different program or not even use one at all. What would you use to create your budget? Whether home budget, shopping budget, project budget, work budget, travel budget. Personally, I use all these programs. Obviously, apart from the presentation program, I can use a Word document. I can use notes on my phone. I can use a spreadsheet to create a budget. And if I'm creating one for presentation of any sort, or I'm going to be sharing that budget with other people, I definitely will use an Excel spreadsheet in the different formats that are different programs that I use. And depending on where I am, because sometimes using a certain program on your phone is next to impossible. But if you use certain programs online, you can access your spreadsheet online and create amazing documents, including a budget. What would you use to do a write-up for your team meeting? For instance, if you had a meeting, Rehema, and your team needs you to create a write-up, what would you use? Okay, let me check the chat. Okay, Excel, create leaflets, exactly, pen and paper. I like that. Pen and paper. I like that. Yeah. Again, like I say, I'm one of those digital geeks, if I may use the cliche, and I use my phone. I use my phone notes. I create budgets on my notes, or I use Google Sheets on my phone again to create a budget, because I want to be able to access it anywhere. And so I then download it, or I take a screenshot. So then I have it on my phone as a picture. So I'm able to go anywhere with it and open it without having to have an internet connection. So there are various tools that you can use to do a write-up for your team. But for that, specifically for a write-up, I'd probably use a Word processor, like Microsoft Word, but we'll talk about the different ones that are out there. It's not just MS Suite. There are so many out there, so many different Word programs outside of Microsoft, which is not a free program anymore. And if I was going to make a list for my garden, again, I would either use a spreadsheet, or I would use a word processor or notes. So different strokes for different folks, but you have a whole lot of different tools that you can use to create a document, whether you need a document that requires formulas like a budget, you just need to present words, or you want to present words with pictures. You choose which program you use, but any of these are amazing for that. So we keep jumping back to that. Now, we were going to have a comfort break, because I thought we were going to be quite a few people, but we can carry on so that we can finish early. It's up to you. If you want to have a comfort break for 5 minutes, let me know. If you want to carry on, let's carry on, because it's important to not sit on our butt for hours, because that causes all kinds of challenges with circulation, with inflammation. Yeah. Pen and paper, write documents. Excel is an amazing program, and we can do a training for UCOMM on Excel. It can be a quick video training that we can share with you, or we can do it live in the next session. Okay, so 5-minute break is okay, right? So continue. 5-minute break. So we have 2 different schools of thought. 5-minute break of flexible. Okay, 3. Okay, I think we should continue, because then we can finish quickly, and we can all a break is fine. Okay, let's have 5 minutes instead of 10 minutes. Let's have 5 minutes. It's now 11:47. If we can be back, well, let's just say we should be back at 11:55. If that's okay with everybody, don't switch off your Zoom. Just take a break, mute yourself, and take a quick break, and we should be back in 5. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. We're back. Welcome back. Right. We've had a 5-minute break and now we're gonna carry on. Right, so we've had a break because I was expecting 10 or so people show up. So that would have been a bit the check-in, then the needs assessment, and then getting started. So it would have been like probably way an hour into the session. But a break is a break, and we all need one every so often. So let us get on with the next part of our program today. We know that there are different word programs. We know that there are different types of word processors, both online and offline. Oh, welcome. Someone new has just joined us. Welcome, Medina. We'll give you a moment to introduce yourself because we've just got into the second part of our session today. So if you'd like to introduce yourself, because I saw your name Medina, but you might not be Medina on the phone. So please do introduce yourself. Why you're here today. What one good thing happened for you so far? If you're not traveling, that is. Okay. Okay, we'll come back to you, Medina. So we're assuming you're settling in. You've just walked into the house. It'd be difficult to be told, well, you've just walked in, introduce yourself. Right, so we're going to also understand how to use online images legally, how to save and share files safely. Like I said, we don't know what we don't know. And if we already know, we will just be validating that we know and we are good at what we know. And that is okay. But here's the thing, a lot of us have blinkers on and we think that Microsoft Word is the only word processor there is. I was guilty of that over 13 years ago. I used to think Microsoft Word was the only word processor out there. And until I dug deeper into the digital learning and understanding, for me, that was my truth. And it's true for a lot of people. But there are a lot of other word processors out there and word programs, and we're going to know what they are in a bit. Keeps doing that. So there are quite a few alternatives to Microsoft Word, both online and offline. The good news is every single one that I'm going to share with you today offers a free version or is completely free. Why? Because Microsoft Word is no longer free. It is the predominant first to market word program that we know, word processor that we know, and most of us used to use for free on our gadgets, especially our computers, until they decided that the dollar was stronger than the community and decided to cost to charge it. Some of the programs I'm going to share with you I've used. In fact, I've used all of them that I'm going to share with you at one time or other when I was trying to avoid paying for Microsoft Word, especially when they turned Word into a cloud-based program, because I find that quite intrusive. And it's very intrusive when you are using it for work purposes, because everything is saved on the cloud. And it's difficult to save things on the cloud and then create almost like login access. There is no such thing as login access. If you put everything on a cloud for, say, for your charity, UCOMM, everybody who accesses that cloud space can access everything. So there is no kind of data protection. There is no privacy there's no need to know type information sharing, because everything's available to everybody when you use the cloud-based Microsoft Word 365. And so for me, I use Microsoft Office Pro, the original one that when they started charging it, the one that they say they are not going to be supporting after 2029, but it's the Microsoft Word Office Pro 2021. I believe, or 2019, that version. That's the version I use, because you can still save stuff on your gadget, and you can also decide who you share with by sending them the information directly, emailing them, or giving them access one way or another, or printing the information for them without giving them the key to the kingdom via the cloud. So let's look at some of the options we have. We have Libra offline. Libra was one of the first programs that was created as kind of like, almost like standing up against the giant that's Microsoft. And Libra was created by Ubuntu, the people that create the Ubuntu program. And it's an open source, offline, free download with lots of templates, galleries. You can create beautiful, colorful Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, presentations, ODT documents, you name it, using Libra offline. The only thing is it's slow because it is a Java program. So it can take up a lot of memory on your gadget if you use Libra offline, because you have to download it. But just like you have to download Word, everything's downloadable. Everything I'm sharing with you is downloadable, apart from Google Docs, obviously. You have to use Google Docs, where I use Google Docs, but you can download your documents from Google to your gadget directly, either as a Word document, an Excel spreadsheet, a PDF, a presentation in Word or Libra or OpenOffice, any of the other programs that you have. You can actually download your Google Docs into that document and open it. And the other thing is you can open the documents that you have created via, say, Libra offline or Google Docs or OpenOffice as a Word document, and vice versa. These programs can actually also open your Word document, and you can edit it, add to it, or do whatever you want to it, and they are free. Now, Google Docs is obviously not very, very free, because they give you up to 1 terabyte of storage. And when you hit that limit, you would then be forced to buy a Google package in order to be able to access your documents on Google Drive. And it starts with a very, I think I paid £2.79 per month for my Gmail. You pay that through Gmail so that you can save your documents on the Google Cloud. And that happened because I save a ton load of images and videos on my Gmail, my personal Gmail. And I literally ran out of space, and I had to pay for it. But if you're just a home user or a very simple user of Google Docs, you'll not run out of that 1 terabyte for a long time. So the biggest thief of Google space is videos and images. And it allows you to edit your documents offline, because if you have a dodgy internet connection and you're in your, say, Google Drive, it will ask you if you want to edit this document offline. And it's very important to say yes to be able to do that, even if you have a stable connection, because you never know what happens with the internet. It works like Microsoft Word. It saves your work automatically, which is a big, huge help. You don't have to worry about, oh my God, I forgot to save, and now I've lost everything I started with. But it has a limited selection of templates. They're very limited, and they're also very boring. But, if you're a simple user and I'm a colorful person, I love all the colors of the rainbow, then the Google selection is boring. But hey, it works. Then there's OpenOffice. I think it's one of the most similar to Microsoft Word outside of Google Docs, but it's only online. You can only use it online, so you cannot use it offline, which is a bit of a disadvantage if you don't have a stable internet connection, or you don't have an internet connection at all. Then you can't use OpenOffice, but it's free, and that's very important. Then you have WPS Office Writer. Again, this is an offline program. It's free. It's absolutely fantastic for teamwork, co-editing type, when you're working in a team and you have different people adding to the project and editing the document. For instance, if you were writing a book, just throwing it out there for some of you who may be publishers or book writers or report writers, and you need someone to chime in and add their bit, you need the other person to add the graphs. And so when you use WP Office Writer, you can do that very effectively. And it works almost like Microsoft Word, but not quite. It even features a OneDrive type option because Microsoft Word has collaborated with OneDrive, and everyone who gets Microsoft 365 also gets access to I think it's 1 terabyte, or is it 1 gigabyte? I don't know, of OneDrive storage, 1 gig actually, and of free cloud storage. And when you will run out of that storage so fast if you take images, because for some reason it will also grab those images and save them to your OneDrive, even if you don't want to save them there. In fact, that's the other thing with the Microsoft 365 home version. It assumes you want to save everything to the cloud. Private images, private videos you downloaded from WhatsApp. And as long as you save them on your gadget, it will then pull them to your OneDrive. And that's why that 1 gig of free cloud storage gets full super fast. And before you know it, you can't access your documents because you've run out of space. And now the next thing is you have to pay for the space in order to access anything that's saved on your OneDrive, irrespective of whether you wanted to save it there or not. So that's why it's very important to be very mindful when you are purchasing Microsoft Word 365 home version, that as soon as you accept the OneDrive 1 gig of free cloud storage, you're tied in and you're snookered. If you've saved anything important on there, you can't access it unless you pay for the 1 year of per month version. That's Microsoft Word, but WPS Office Writer is offline, but it gives you that option to save on a cloud space without the intrusiveness of Microsoft. So that's important. But it may contain pop-up ads because it's free, and they'd like to, they run ads like they run ads on YouTube while you're watching a YouTube video for free. Then ads pop up and you can't stop them because that's how the platform is maintained for free for you by those that pay. So those ads are for those that pay for the WPS Office, the Pro version. So in order to keep it free, they basically include pop-up ads for that purpose. So then there's ClickUp. ClickUp for me, I think for Martha would be excited with ClickUp because she was excited about artificial intelligence. ClickUp is AI powered, and you access the most beautiful content. You can create beautiful documents. You can create rich formatted documents. The options are huge, and it categorizes your work and gives you real-time reporting. If you were to run a survey, for instance, Google Forms, Google Docs, Google gives you the option to create surveys via Google Forms. ClickUp gives you the same option, but the reports that you get from ClickUp are way, way more exciting than the Google ones. And there are many, many more. There are many more alternatives to Microsoft Word Suite. And there are many that are online and offline. What I've shared with you are predominantly the offline versions, although I've also offered you, for those of you that have a very stable internet connection, 2 definitely online options. Even though Google Docs is also online, you have the option to do offline, but ClickUp and OpenWrite are definitely only online because ClickUp is AI powered, and so you need an internet connection for that. So having looked at the different Office programs that are out there, examples, it's not the be-all and end-all. I've given you just a few examples, the ones I've used before. There are quite a few others that have used that are definitely online and are paid for programs. So All the ones that I shared with you also have paid options, obviously, because they have to make money somehow, or they have pop-up ads in order to help them to maintain and offer these programs for free. And they all have the same basic features. They all work in a similar way to what you've ever used in Microsoft, Word, Document, Excel, spreadsheets, presentations. But knowing some of the ways they're different can help you choose which type is best for you. For instance, whether you want to use it online, you want to use it offline, you want to use it for teamwork, and therefore there will be different people adding different bits, and therefore you choose, for instance, WPS Office Write, which is great for that kind of work. Are you looking for colorful document to create colorful content and documents? You might use the AI type. And Libra is great, but it's very slow. So, and it was also, I think, the first to market after Microsoft, outside of Google, obviously. So, offline programs, you need to download them, you need to install them on your gadget, and you don't need an internet connection to use them on your gadget. But the pro or the con of it is you have to save your work to your gadget or on an external drive, or that's one of my external drives. I think I have 4 of them, or on a memory stick, and you have to remember which memory stick you had. I have several memory sticks that all look the same, so half the time I have to check which one it is I saved what on. So I decided to mark them with a permanent marker because it was driving me crazy trying to remember where I saved what. And you can do the same with your memory stick or your external drive if you have many like I do. And make sure that you don't lose your work. The other thing is saving it to your gadget and saving it to a memory stick or a drive is not enough. You might also want to save it on another memory stick and drive, because memory sticks are notorious for being unstable. And then there are some external drives that are not SD drives that are notorious for being unstable as well. So wherever you save your work, you have to be sure you have a backup. And sometimes that backup may be on the cloud in order to not lose your stuff. So online programs like OpenOffice, you need to create an online account. Like Google Drive, you need to create a Gmail account. ClickUp, again, you need to open an account and connect to the internet to use them. But you don't need to download them to your PC, which is great for saving space on your gadget. It's also great that you don't have to remember to save because they save your work automatically. It's one of the things I love to use Google Documents for simple stuff that's not necessarily sensitive stuff, because for sensitive stuff, I'd rather not use Google Docs. And you can access your documents on the go anywhere, because as long as you have an internet connection, that is the catch. And for most of these, your internet connection should be really strong. Like one time I tried to access a document on a flight and the connection was horrible, and I'd paid for the internet on that flight, but the internet was so slow and the connection was gross. Like it was a waste of me paying for that internet connection. I couldn't even open a YouTube video. It was that bad. So you also have to know, is your internet connection really good? And you can access your content, your documents on any gadget, as long as you trust the gadget and the person who owns it, because all you need is an internet connection. You log into your account, of course, if you remember your password, and you can get on with your document. So you can choose whether to go free or to go paid. Now, if you're running a business, it would be probably smart to go for the paid option, because usually the free options on some of these programs are limited, but they're not limited on WPS, right? Libra, Google, they are all available for you. You only have to know that if you run out of space, you're going to have to pay to play. So if you can purchase an office package, you know, feel free, but you don't have to if you're a casual user. You don't have to if you're on a tight budget. And the free programs will do everything you need for the casual use, home use, and you can use them to create document spreadsheets and presentations. You can pay for the extra features you want if you want to take it to another level, and you also get support, because all these programs, you really don't get, even Microsoft, you don't get support unless you're using the paid product now. So if you need professional support, then you pay to play. If you run a charity, all these programs have a charity offer, so you can get them for free. You can get a free Microsoft Suite charity offer. It is a bloody nightmare to get it. They have different criteria, and they check. They want to see your website. They want to see proof of your charity registration. And sometimes they can decide that even if you're a charity, in your registration and everything, they believe you're a business for profit. So because they're going to give this to you for free, and so they make you jump through hoops in order to give it to you for free. But once you get it, you've got it. You just, that's it. You've got it. It's brilliant. So as a charity, you can get so many things free online, or there are so many programs, even YouTube for free, Google for free, and you get free ads, credits. Oh, it's brilliant when you get it. And all you need to do is to give them your charity registration, show them that you're a charity, tell them your charity objectives, and then pray. Because with Microsoft, it's a nightmare to get the free. So sometimes you might just choose to pay for it. So sharing your documents. Sometimes you may need to share a document with other people, and you may need to share it digitally for work, for editing, for presentation to your boss. You're sharing your project with your professor, your coursework. And for online programs like Google Workspace, this is as simple as adding them as viewers, editors, or admin. And when I talk about Google Workspace, we are talking about Google Docs, Google spreadsheets, Google presentations, all the Google that you use outside of Gmail. And we were going to try it today, but I'm not sure. Are we still together? Somebody? Hello?
Yes, we are on. Hello.
All right.
Yes, we are following.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and share a simple Google document. And so I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to open a Google Doc somewhere, and hopefully we can do some sharing. Google Drive. New file. And if you know how to do this, just let me know that, us still, we can do this. Let's move on. Very simple. So we're gonna just pretend that we're gonna share a Google document with somebody. Okay, so we've done a document, we've done some work, and now we're gonna share it with Rahima, who needs to go over it and add some stuff with a Google document. And of course, you give it a name, otherwise you might not know what it is you sent because you didn't give it a name. And literally, as soon as I click there, it picked up what I typed here, because that's what Google does. There's a bit of AI in there as well. So Martha, you were saying you're excited about AI. You're using AI in your day-to-day life already. So you may or may not know. I don't assume anything, but you're already using AI all the same. So once you have saved your file, you don't have to save. As you can see, it doesn't even give you a save option because every time you do something here, it's automatically saved. So now we're gonna share it. So you just need to share. You assume you're going to share it with Rehema, and you go. That's it. If you want Rehema to edit, you give them editor powers. You can allow them to comment, add comments, like you add comments to a Word document. If you don't know how to do that, we will do that in the next session because we're going to actually go into practical use of Word, Excel, things like that. We'll talk about NHS Digital, but I wanted the next session to be more around cyber security, so cyber safety. If that's not what you want, you let me know in the comments, or you can only give Rehema the ability to view the document. You only want them to see the document. Maybe you're sending a document to your boss and you only want them to see. You don't want them to add anything or change anything on the document, or whoever you're sending the document to and you only want them to view. Not edit, no comment. You can send it to them as that and you send. Or you can get a copy. You can just get a copy of that and then you take that to your, a link to that. You take that to your email and you paste it as a link and you give it to them, or you just click send and you're good to go. Discard. And that's as simple as that with any online-based program. OpenOffice has the same. ClickUp has the same. So you literally just, it saves automatically and you can share and give somebody either, restricted access, or anyone with the link can also. So if you're giving it to a group, you can say anyone with the link can access it. Then you copy the link and anyone will be able to view the document. Have you ever received a document from a Google Drive that you can't open? It's because they have not clicked that. Anyone with the link can view. So then you have to send them an email asking them to give you access. And that can be a challenge if they are not actively manning their email. So if you're forwarding any of those documents, make sure you have given people the right access powers so that they can get on with whatever you want them to get on with. Simple as. So that is a simple Google document. Same with any other online based program. You can use the same process. Getting back to our presentation. So if you need to make quick changes, again, it saves everything. It's absolutely great for simple work that you do at home. Your children can do at home as long as you have an internet connection. Google gives you offline functionality. So unless you truly wish to invest in Microsoft Word, you don't have to at all. The challenge comes to when you download those documents and you want to use them and you don't have a word processing or a word program to read the document. That's why I've given you the other options, the lookalikes or alternatives, if you like to call them that. So sharing is caring. With an offline program, you can just print the document and give it to the person if you're able to give it to them physically, or post it to them. Either way, you can give it to them physically. And you can also download it and email it to them. Or these days, you can send it via Messenger, WhatsApp, and any other way you can share a document. And then they can download it, save it, do what they need to do, and send it back to you in either the same way, WhatsApp, email, Messenger, or whichever other way you've used, snail mail. And that's sharing with offline programs. That is the disadvantage with the offline program, or advantage if you're the person who thinks, I don't like things that are online. I'm not sure how safe they are, which we'll talk about soon. and I really don't like that, so I'm going to go offline. So we've had a bit of a sneak peek on an online program, how you can share with the offline. It's as simple as that. Print it off, hand it to them, or download and email it to them as an attachment, and that's it. That's it, job done. Now, saving ensures that you can access, edit, delete, or use the document in future again, and you don't have to start from the beginning. So with offline programs, I said before, you have to make it a habit to save your work regularly. I do it every 5 minutes when I'm working on a Word document and I'm not working online. Therefore, I don't lose any work, or if something goes wrong, I don't lose a huge chunk of what I've done by being too busy to notice that, oh, I've done work for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, let me save. So it's always important to save your work. With online programs, it's saved automatically for you, which is a major, hassle reduction and stress reduction. And these days we need all kinds of ways to reduce on the stress that goes on in our lives. Now, let's look at, with offline files, you might see some letters added to the end of the name you save as. These are called file extensions. Obviously, probably you know these file extensions. I'm sure you do. Doc is for documents, like Word documents, Google Docs, LibreDocs, all those other programs are shared with you. They all have the same type extensions when you're saving your document, and they give you an opportunity to save your document as any of those different options. So a spreadsheet, it could be saved as an XLS, XLSX, CSV. All those are extensions that you can save a spreadsheet on, or an ODT. You can save any of these as an ODT file. And these extensions tell your computer, your gadget, it doesn't have to be a smart one, as long as you can use these programs, what program to use to open the file. And so if you don't have a program that can open a file on your gadget with those extensions, then it will tell you can't open that file. A lot of smartphones don't have programs to open documents unless you download an app to your phone that is able to open those documents. And some of these apps are paid for apps. For instance, PDFs are notorious for not being openable unless you have a program that you can open. Also Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, notorious. You can't open them on your phone unless you have an app or you've downloaded a program that allows you to work on that document when you see it on your gadget. So it's important to know what gadget you're going to use and whether it has the program that runs and opens such files in order for you to work with them, edit them, or be able to actually just see them. And finally, we are coming to using images online. If you have any questions, please do feel free to use the chat, because I'm just plowing on, and I don't know whether what I'm saying is something that you want to hear, or it's something that you're feeling like, can we move on already? You need to take care when using online photos. Let me say that again. You need to be extremely careful when using online photos, especially if you're using them for anything that is going to make you money, or even for charity, because, scammers believe charities have money. Not just scammers, but the people that own those online photos believe you have money to give them. If you're using their photos, if you're using their videos or their visuals or imagery, and they did not say that image, that video, or that meme, or that GIF is free for you to use, and I'll tell you which words they use as additions to that file when they save it, then they may not be free to use. Back in 2016, I used to go, before that I used to go to Google, type in a word that I'm looking for. Maybe I'm looking for flowers, right? I'd go to Google, I type in flowers, I see the flower I like, or as an image, I save it on my computer and go ahead and use it for whatever I want. to use it for. Now, guess what? I've been writing blog posts. I have about 1,000 articles floating in the internet, interwebs, and in the digital streets. Since 2012, I've been literally writing articles online. Now, somebody obviously assumed I must be making a ton of money. And they said that there was an image I'd used in a blog post, and it was their image, and I had not given them attribution, nor had I paid for it, which I hadn't, because I'd got it on Google. So they said, you're gonna pay for my image. It's 800 pounds. You did not ask to use it, and in order to use it and continue to use it with a license to use it, you have to pay 800 pounds. Now, I don't mind paying people for what they've created. Heck, I'm a creator. I'd like to be paid for the work I do. But I thought, hey, so this person was referring to an article I'd written 4 years before. So this was 2016. I'd written the article in 2012. And they were telling me that they had found the article and now I'd used their image and they would like to be paid for the pleasure. So I simply said, please share with me proof that you own this image. And once you share with me proof that you own that image, we will talk about how I can remunerate you for using your image, because obviously I didn't know it was free to use. But I don't have 800 pounds to pay for an image. It was a simple blog post about, I don't even remember what it was. And I said, as you can see, it wasn't even, it was not promoting a paid product. It was not promoting anything that I was selling. It was just an article information. So clearly, you know, cause and effect, I know for everything you do, there's a cause and there's an effect, but you know, 800 pounds too much. And they say, you'll hear from my lawyer. And I didn't hear back from them, because all I did was ask for proof that they owned the image. So again, it may not be free to use, but also be careful. Some people may try to get money from you if you don't ask for provenance. You have to ask for proof that this image belongs to you. So that image belongs to somebody, whether a person or a company or an entity that created them or commissioned the work to be done. And it's called copyright. Now, for instance, I'm presenting this work to you, and you could take screenshots, and then you could decide to use the work again. But as you can see at the bottom of the page, it says copyright, Sylvia Kalungi, Wodin.org.uk. That means if you use this work, you can recreate it in your own way without using what I've created today. But if I were to find it online, I'd reach out to you and say, hey, you did not ask me to reuse my work in your work. And I may not ask for any money. I may just tell you, please don't continue. But, you know, either way, you have to be careful when using images online. With that, they are free. There are places where you can find a ton load of free images, videos, memes, GIFs to use, and for your digital, for your documents, for your presentations, for your flyers, for your you know, banners, for whatever you need to use the image for your projects. There are lots and lots of free Creative Commons, open license, royalty-free images. Those are the words you want to look out for. Creative Commons, open license, royalty-free. Otherwise, it's against the law to copy, to edit, or reproduce pictures, videos, and pictures include memes and GIFs without the permission or giving attribution to the source or the person who owns them. Every single image that you find online has a file attachment and an alt tag. It's called an alternative tag or alt tag that tells you who owns that image. And if you don't look for that, and sometimes it's just a random number or random letters that you don't even know who this belongs to. In that case, you just say, I give attribution to whoever this image or video belongs to. It does not belong to me. And if it's yours, I'll take it down if you ask. And you also add that as your alt tag behind that image as you use it. The best way to avoid using copyrighted images is to search for open license or royalty-free images or pictures or videos. There are many people who are creating all these stuff and are happy to offer them for free for others to use because they're just kind-hearted. So Open license means that you can use it. You don't need to seek permission. You just need to leave the tag or the name of that image as it is, so that whoever owns it gets attribution. When somebody else finds that image on your either website or digital streets or digital profile, they'll know who that image belongs to. So if you do an image search on Google, you look for usage rights. It's called, sometimes it's called open license, sometimes it's called Creative Commons license. So it will only show you only those images or pictures or videos that you can use for free legally. You can also use websites like Pixlr, Pexel, Unsplash. There are many websites where you can find royalty-free open license videos and images, and the owner's details. You can share the image, and you can also give attribution to the owner. You can also say thank you to the owner as you share them. So I've given you the links to those websites on your screens. I'll also share these with Rehema so that you can find those websites and get Creative Commons images and videos for your personal or whatever use you want to use those images for. Usually images on Google are not free unless you check for them the right way. So I'm thinking, let's go do that and find an image for free on Google so that you know how to do it. Let's share my screen again. So you can see my screen and you are looking at Google, right? Hello? Yes? Anybody just say yes, raise your hand or something so I know you can see the right screen. Okay, awesome.
Yeah, I can see it.
So we're going to look for an image, right? Of let's say flowers. Let's look for flowers. So Google will usually give you, it will tell you just all flowers, and not now. It also, as you can see, it also tries to tell you, we can show you flowers even closer to you. It is that good. So now what you're looking for is images. So you go and click on images because you want a picture of flowers. None of these are available to you to use for free unless you go to tools. You see that's tools? Did you see where I clicked? Tools? Now, you might be checking this on your phone. It has the same functionality, so don't worry about which gadget you're using. It has the same functionalities. And then you go to user rights, and you click on that. There we go. Creative Commons licenses. That means those images are free for you to use. You don't have to worry about whoever created them. You don't have to worry about them coming at you with their basket saying, throw 800 pounds in here, you used my image. So when you click on that, it just shows you all the images that are Creative Commons. Now, obviously these images they are selling whatever they are selling them. So you ignore those and you go below and you see all these images you can use for free. You can click on the image, right click on it, save it as an image on your gadget, or copy the image and dump it to wherever, paste it to wherever you want to paste it, knowing that no one's going to come after you because you got this image with the right license. Very, very important. It also tells you where the picture is. They got the picture. You see where you can find it and download a high definition image so that you don't get a screenshot. All these are different places that you can get these images for free. Look at LibraShot. So Libra also offers you images. Not only do they offer you documents, presentations, Word program, they also offer you images. And look, it tells you it's licensable. So you can actually take that image and license it as your own and then make money from it after that. but it is basically it's Creative Commons or open license, meaning you don't have to pay anybody royalties for that image. Okay, so we'll stop sharing that and get back to our presentation. So I hope I've emphasized enough for you. I've experienced it. Someone tried to, well, scam me, I think, or they realized, oh, this one doesn't have much money to pay me because, yeah, they were asking for £800. And I would have thought that they'd be asking for a small amount of money every month, as long as that image was open and available on my site. But they were just asking for, give us £800 because you used that image 4 years ago. I was like, nah, I'm not giving you a penny. So now, this is it for now. We've come to the end of the different types of word processors, also known as office programs. In this session, we've learned how to differentiate between online and offline programs. We've learned how to save and share our documents, both online and offline. We've learned how to search for and use online images legally. With these skills, you can decide which office programs to use or which word programs or word processors to use. Easily create, save, share your work with beautiful visuals that no one's going to come after you for using. And I'm now open for questions, ideas, what you'd like to dive in deeper on the next session, what you'd like to look at more. Is it something not even on this session, you feel like you know all this stuff, and let's move on still to something more juicy like XYZ. XYZ might be professional digital skills, and then I'll tell you that's a different kettle of fish. But almost always I'm open to giving people a taster, even if something is professional on the essential side. So I'm open to questions before we get on to feedback time. Patricia, yes, we shall send this presentation to Rahema so you can check it out and dive deeper. So yes, website design and management. That's not basic, that is professional. It took me several months to learn professional website design and management. So it's not done as a basic or essential IT skills. It is actually a program that you have to sit down, you understand why you're designing a website, what you're designing, GUIs, different design programs. Do you want to be an UX builder designer, or you want to use templates? It's all there. I'm glad you've learned a lot, Rahema. I'm really glad you have. Any questions? Anything anybody needs to look at deeper? We can do that. So if we don't have any questions, I'm glad that you knew everything that I shared, or I've been fantastic in sharing and you don't have any more questions, or what I've shared was so new you don't know what to ask. Whichever it is, I'm grateful to have been given the opportunity to share with you today. Please share your genuine feedback so that I can improve on how and what I deliver for you next time. What you knew before versus what you have learned today. And if we'll use those skills in the future, how will you use them? For what will you use them? You can share your feedback on that website, wodin.org.uk/reviews. That would be nice. So I can then share that feedback with UCOMM, because I don't know about you, but when we run a project on Wodin, the feedback is absolutely important. It's why we do what we do. We want to know that the impact is good, or it was not so good, and therefore we need some lessons to do better next time. I don't know if Rahema has a form that you'd like us to use to share feedback. Again, we can stick that form You can stick that form in the chat so that you can give us some feedback.
Sorry, Sylvia, I haven't got a feedback form,
Right.
because all these form things, when I look at them, for me, I get heebie-jeebies. It just my blood pressure goes up a few notches.
Oh,
so
God,
so I haven't got a feedback form. That's why I need people like you and our other technical people to help us out. You know, this is something that we need to learn to put together. Because we don't often get feedback forms because I think I personally don't know how to do it.
Right. So we have a feedback form. Obviously, in addition to using Google Forms, we also have a website where you can share your feedback. So that's why I'm saying it's all these things are amazing.
Yes.
With Wodin, we use simple. Oh, someone's coming in. We use simple Google Forms, and I can share the link in the chat. That way, everybody can give us some feedback.
Yes, please.
I've shared that in the chat. The link is in the chat. It's a really simple form. It has multiple choice, so you don't have to really think about it when you're giving feedback. I'll also share it with you on WhatsApp so that you will have it. And like I said, we can also share feedback on our website, and I'll share that feedback with UCOMM.
Yes.
If that's okay. So I've shared that on the WhatsApp. It's also on your screen. And I've shared it in the chat as well. If you give us feedback, we can then tailor training. We will not be doing website design. It took me a long time. I don't even know where to start to teach someone basics of website design, other than telling you there are lots of free templates on Wix, on Weebly, on WordPress that you can use to build a website. Whether it will look professional is a different thing altogether, because that's where the learning, the deep learning in web design, in web development, in digital branding comes into play. And a lot of people don't have that background. They just use the templates, have a nice website, nice enough, but it doesn't do anything it should do on the back end. It looks nice on the front, but it doesn't deliver for the person on the back end. So yeah. Right. So if there's no more no other feedback, I think we are done here. Julie Sylvia Kalungi, or Sylvia Kalungi, to those that know me and our friends and family, and I think we are now family. I'm the CEO and founder of Women and Digital Inclusion based here in Liverpool. We call ourselves Wodin. I'm also the founder of Kalungi Group. We are a digital brand, boutique digital brand agency where we do all things digital for small to medium enterprises, from basics of graphic design right down to developing proper websites, because there's a difference between just web design and web development. We are content developers and content creators. We are ghostwriters. We are best-selling authors, and we know how to get a book selling as a bestseller. We can support people in that. And you can connect with me directly. Julie Sil Kalungi is my user handle online. And for Wodin, it's Wodin Liverpool. That's our handle. Please do follow us. And it's been an absolute privilege to share with you the basics of essential digital. And we are going to go a bit deeper in the next session on cyber safety. We'll very quickly look at AI, and is AI great or is it not? Because it's all part of cyber safety. And now there's a lot of artificial intelligence in almost every tool and gadget we use, begging the question of cyber safety. Is it safe? Should we be embracing it? Yes, we should. But like we embrace websites and browsing and searching on the internet, there has to be a level of taking personal responsibility for your safety. Just like you don't walk without caring about your safety on the streets. On the digital streets, you have to care about your safety too. It is the same. Now we live in both a digital world and a physical world. And
oh, wow, thank you so much, Sylvia. That was fantastic. I don't know about what the other participants thought, but I learned a lot. The flowers thing just blew me away because I always just grab images and use them.
nice.
Now I'm going to be more extremely careful about that. The cookies that I understand are the ones that I eat.
Yeah.
So there's a lot there that for us to understand there as well. But genuinely, I've felt that I've learned an absolute. It's been phenomenal. So for me, it's been really good. Because my IT is not fantastic, and I know that if it was fantastic, my achievements would be far higher. So I'm really excited that you're able to give us these sessions. So I want to thank you for taking your time. We've been talking about this project for many months now, and finally we get it going on a work day, on a busy day. So that I really thank you. I want to thank